Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's School Spotlight. I am Mackenzie from ApplyWave. I'm just going to wait a few seconds to see if anyone joins us in live. We're just going to wait a few seconds. For those of you who are joining us live, if you have any questions during the live stream for our guest today, feel free to submit your questions in the comment section and we will try to get to as many of those as possible at the end. This session is also going to be recorded, so you'll be able to come back and watch it later. But I want to welcome Corinne from the University of Wisconsin Stout. Hey, Corinne, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
This is awesome. This is very exciting. Wisconsin is definitely a region that I think most international students are not very aware of. So are you from Wisconsin?
I am. I've been here for, goodness, probably about 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely love it. Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. So what's there to love about Wisconsin? Like, why do you love living there?
The main thing, depending on where students are coming from, the main thing is the snow. Like, you get to experience all 4 seasons, especially when students are coming from countries where you're just getting hot all year round. Mm-hmm. Here you get the gorgeous summers, you get the beautiful winters with the snow, you get the fall, the spring. You get a whole, get to really experience a lot more just because there is so much more to do with all the different seasons, like, doing boating and the kayaking in the summer, but then going and snowboarding or skiing or just going tubing in the winter. So a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, I'm from Ohio, so we have the 4 seasons as well. And when students ask me about that, like, oh, but what about the cold? What about the winter? And, when you live in a place that has all 4 seasons, it's nice because the seasons go by pretty quickly, honestly. They fly by. So it's a few months of cold and then you're on to spring. And if you're into clothes, it's nice because you get to have a different wardrobe for all the seasons. So it's always exciting to like pull out the boots and the sweaters and then later pull out the flip-flops and the bathing suits. So
do it all.
Yeah, awesome. So tell me about the university location, University of Wisconsin Stout. Where exactly are you? What's the general area like?
Yeah, so we're in, so for those that don't know, Wisconsin, we're in a northern kind of central part of the U.S. So bordering, or without a lake, we'd be bordering Canada. So we're up there. We're located in the city of Menominee. So the city itself is, very, very welcoming. Our community really enjoys having students from different countries come to campus. They do a lot of different events with our international students as well. So they want to make sure that students are welcome here and, really getting to know everything there is to know about the city and about the community. We are a smaller city, though. We are only a city of about 17,000. But that's what makes us so welcoming and what makes our community great is we can really get to know everyone, but it's not too small where you do know every single person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, there's still quite a bit to do here, but just being part of a smaller community, it's great. Being a student, you're not so overwhelmed with coming to a new city, let alone country. So it's nice just being able to really know where everything is and that our campus is located in the city center. So all the really good local restaurants and shops, if you like shopping, are all within 5 or 10 minute walking distance as well.
Oh, that's perfect. So, and that's a selling point, students, like the fact that you don't need to have a car to get around and get to like different, places to go shopping, go out to eat, that kind of thing. Having it, in walking distance is huge. So that's nice. How would you describe, so say you're an international student, you're walking around campus. What does it feel like? Is it spaced out? Is it hilly? Is it flat? Do you see people everywhere? Is it empty? Like, tell us what that feels like.
Yeah. So I'm going to speak in pre-COVID times, right? It's the campus, it's all very condensed and everything's close together. there's some universities where you have to take a bus to different buildings and all this, and that's crazy. You can walk everywhere within 5 or 10 minutes. It really feels like a nice little university bubble almost. Wherever you're walking, you're seeing other students, and we are a middle-sized, small and medium-sized university. So you're not going to know everyone on campus, but almost everyone's going to look familiar. So almost everywhere you go when you walk to a class, you're going to see someone that you know. It's pretty flat for the most part, so no crazy walks, right? Especially in the winter when there is snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about slipping and falling down any icy hills.
Exactly.
That's good. Very good. So what's there to do on campus? I know to get around campus, everything's in walking distance. You mentioned there are some shops and things, but what sort of activities can students get involved in on campus?
Yeah, so we have over 160 clubs and organizations. So, there really is something for everyone. We have everything from different athletics, whether that's, on a competitive level or just more for fun. We have music, we have theater. We do have fraternity and sororities. I'm sure everyone has heard of those. They're very popular in the US. We do have those as well. We have everything, from academic programs. So if you are maybe interested in, maybe you study psychology and you want to join the psychology club and meet other students in your programs, we had things like that. But we have something to help students get involved. We really, really do think it's really important that students are getting involved in something on campus. So we have what's called the Backyard Bash. So twice a year, we have all of our clubs and organizations having a mini fair. So new students can go around and sign up for different clubs they're interested in and, really get to see what we have to offer all in one place.
That's awesome. That's a great resource because it can be intimidating, especially as an international student, if you're not familiar with, if maybe in your country, clubs and organizations aren't a typical thing at a university, you wouldn't know how to get involved. So it's nice to have kind of an activity where you can just walk around, kind of be on the outskirts. And then if you get brave, you can go up and ask questions.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
Exactly. And there's always free food and music at the event. So usually, you definitely want to be at these kind of events.
Awesome. And I apologize if you hear my dogs barking in the background. People who watch these live streams know that my dogs always end up interrupting at some point. So I apologize for that. Oh my goodness. Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's a really nice campus, really welcoming. And I understand that vibe because when I was in university, that's kind of how my campus environment was as well. Small town, or basically the town was the campus. You can walk everywhere. It's big enough where you don't know everybody, but you always see a familiar face. And that just generates a really nice community feel. And it's not so small that you're going to feel like an outsider and feel like a weirdo, but it's not so huge that you're going to feel totally lost in the crowd either. So that's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we are a part of that small community, but for them students who maybe aren't sure if that's what they want or they want to be nearby bigger cities, we're an hour from Minneapolis, which has the largest shopping mall in the U.S. A lot of concerts and music and art museums and sporting events. So we are an hour from a really large metropolitan area as well. So yes, we're here, but you're still so close to a lot of other opportunities to travel weekends or during school breaks too, though.
Awesome. So tell me about the international students on campus. Do you have a lot of international students, or do you have international students from any particular area? Kind of tell me about that population.
Yeah. So we have a smaller group of international students, about 150 to 200, but they are coming from 35 different countries. I mean, we have students from Brazil and Colombia, from China, from India, from Canada, as I mentioned, we're very close to European countries, all over Africa. So, we do have students from a wide range of countries, which is really nice because when you come to the US, right, you're going to learn about the American culture. We also get the opportunity to learn about all these other different cultures that are coming to campus too.
Yeah, and that's super valuable. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Awesome. Now let's talk about kind of more about the institution itself. I know you market University of Wisconsin Stout as being the Polytechnic University. So what does that mean?
Yeah. So, right, it's a very fancy word for pretty much saying we're hands-on. Only about 3% of U.S. universities are polytechnic. So it's like extremely unique and rare in the U.S. An example of what polytechnic is we have 3 times the labs than lectures. So you're not going to be sitting in a lecture hall every day. Instead, we're going to have you in our state-of-the-art labs, or maybe we have you at an internship. All of our students do get at least one internship. Some get 2. I've met some students who have 3 within their 4
Oh,
years,
wow.
which is very ambitious.
But it's a
we
great
really
opportunity.
I know we really want our students, really just solving those real world problems. You're not going to learn as much out just reading out of a textbook every day for 4 years. We want you just getting out in the field.
And that's a great opportunity as well for the students who, are interested in a certain field of study, but, not everybody is 100% like sure about what they want to do when they grow up. So it's nice to know that when you're studying at a polytechnic university, you're hands-on, you get to try it out, you get to be actively doing what you're studying, and that allows you to make a decision about if that's what you're interested in or if it's not. So that's a good definitely an asset. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yep. And some examples of those is, we have a computer science program, like a game design program. Students are actually designing video games. Environmental science students are working on the lake with our city. There's a lot of our labs and our projects look very different for each student. So we really do try and make it very unique and a really good experience for everyone. So very exciting. It's exciting than sitting in a classroom.
For sure. And if you're the type of student who has difficulty learning in that environment where it's just sitting, listening, taking notes, that learning style isn't for everyone either. And if you know that you learn better by doing, then this is definitely the type of institution you want to be looking for when you're looking where to study abroad. So
Absolutely.
awesome. So tell me some more specifics about these programs. I mean, you say it's hands-on. Does that mean you only focus on one type of program? Are there lots of different types of programs? What can students pursue with you?
Yeah, so we have 49 undergraduate programs, everything ranging from art to business to engineering, computer science. So, we are polytechnic, but we still have a wide range of programs that are offered for our students. So, really, there's going to be a program for everyone. So, for example, we have a wonderful animation program, which is I believe number 18 in the US. So animation, we have like a green screen motion capture lab. We, have our state-of-the-art laptops. So every student does get a laptop and all of their program software is included. So like our animation students, all of that software is on that Apple MacBook.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's wonderful, right?
That's just like one more thing you don't have to worry about doing when you're packing up to move to a different country. So that's nice.
Yes. And if you're anything like myself, you're terrible at computers, always going wrong. We have our technology help desk. We don't expect students to know how to use any of this stuff. Any of the software, we teach you how to use it. So we do have a help desk for people like myself who are not so advanced in technology to help with any issues that come up.
Nice. Yeah. So I see, you mentioned that the animation program is ranked number 18. Yes. That's super impressive. What are some of the other program rankings that you have? Because I know you have a few.
We do, yes. So our hotel, restaurant, and tourism management, this is our most highly ranked program in terms of us being number 17 in the world.
Wow.
So, with this hospitality, students are not just learning how to work in hospitality, but we're actually teaching you the management skills. So you're not going to work at a hotel. You're going to be in a leadership role at a hotel, whether that's owning or managing or being in some other leadership role. Same with tourism, same with hospitality. That's a wonderful program, one of our oldest programs as well that we're really, really well known for. When I grew up in the area, at the time when I was young and I only knew one thing about Stout was that they were a hospitality school. Now, of course, I know that there's way more other programs, but this is still a really, really strong program.
It's good to know too. It's helpful to know kind of what the school's known for. So, and that helps our students understand as well. So it's good to know hospitality is definitely a historic aspect to the university. What else? I mean, you mentioned animation. We know about the hospitality. You mentioned something about game design.
Yeah, that's one of our most popular programs. I think many game designs gaming is really becoming a popular field. So if they want to design a video, you have to come to Stout, and with that laptop, with that software, you're going to make a video game. You can do this on two areas. You can do it on the computer science, where you're programming and doing the software development for a video game. Or if you are more interested in the artwork, very similar to animation, but you're working with our computer science students and designing the artwork and the storyboard and all of that artwork for the video game. So you need both for it to be a video game, for it to work. So that's another part of our campus is the collaboration that we have is, our game design students, art and computer science, let's get them in classes together to create one unified project.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense because when you're in the real world and when you have a job, you have to be able to work with other people who do different things. Most jobs, unless you're, a freelancer or someone who, you own your own company, but even then you have to know how to work with other people who have a mindset and a point of view coming from another area. So that's awesome to start that process when you're studying, which is actually super unique. I think that's awesome that you kind of group these different majors together to work on a common project. That's definitely like real world knowledge you're providing to your students.
Oh yeah, I can't get more real than that.
Yeah. And I know, speaking of, these program rankings and the diversity in the programs and the internship opportunities and the hands-on aspect, I know you're known for your value. This is tremendous value for students.
Yes, absolutely. This is, we're in the top 20% for most affordable universities. So, budget, money, I get it. It's a huge thing when studying abroad. I studied abroad and budget was kind of really helps me decide on where I wanted to go as well. We get it. That's a huge, concern. We are a very, very affordable institution. Like I said, we're about $8,000 US for 1 year. And that includes everything. So the tuition, the on-campus dormitory, the food, which is wonderful. Like I mentioned, the laptop and the software, insurance, everything's included. So we're not the kind of institution that's going to have you get to campus and then surprise you with all these extra fees. We like to be very upfront with students. Budget's important.
Awesome. So you said total cost is around $28,000 a year?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And that's going to be the maximum that students are paying. We do have scholarships. To really help reduce that cost even more, anywhere from 5,000 US per year to 7,500 per year. Really just based on your academics. So make sure that your grades, that your scores in your current high school, or if you're at college, make sure that you're focusing on those. Because if you do need a scholarship, that's going to be what we are going to look at. So really focus on those academics.
Yeah. Now, do you require any special exams? Do you require the SAT, anything like that for admissions or to be considered for scholarships?
For scholarships, there's no test to be looked at. It's purely that GPA or that grade point average at your high school or college. Okay.
And what about admissions? Do you require the SAT for admissions?
No, absolutely not. So
awesome.
We are test optional. So if you're taking an SAT, great. You can submit that, but no, we don't require that for admission. That won't for scholarships, nothing like that.
Awesome. That's really helpful. Are there any other admissions requirements that you think students should be aware of, or is it, transcripts, English score?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick and easy application process. We've been changing a lot of things too because of COVID, trying to make it, as convenient for the students as possible to apply and really still get able to get a decision quickly and, at a good cost. And we don't have application fees, which is new, but we do require proof of English proficiency, so the TOEFL, the IELTS, or Duolingo. So we do require one of those exams unless you're at a high school right now that maybe you're taught in all English. If that's you, then actually great. You don't even need an English test.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really...
English.
Yeah, that's a really good move. And I know it can be really frustrating for students and parents when they have been studying at a bilingual school their entire elementary school, middle school, high school, everything's been bilingual or fully in English. And then to still have to go through the process of taking an exam, it's just like one extra thing where it's like, I speak English, I can do an interview. Oh, if you hear that, it just started storming. If you heard that rumble of thunder. Oh, now my dogs are really going to bark. Yeah, no, but that's awesome. That is awesome. Perfect. Well, we are about to wrap up, actually. So for any of our viewers, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section right now. But while we're waiting on that, Corinne, are there any final thoughts, final words that you want to say to any international student who may be considering studying in the U.S. or maybe considering Wisconsin Stout? What would you say to them?
Yeah, just in general, ask questions. That's huge. I get students contacting me, apologizing for bothering me. It's just silly, that's what I'm here for. Don't be afraid to ask questions, whether it's one question or 50 questions. Just make sure that you're really doing your research and getting all the information that you need to make sure that you're attending university that's a good fit for you. Not every university in the U.S. or not even outside the U.S. is going to be a good fit for you. Just really make sure you're doing your research and finding a university that will help you reach your goals.
That's a great point. I know it can be very easy to choose a school based on, maybe where your friend studied, or someone who studied here in the past, or you've heard of this school, so that's where you want to go, or you saw it in a movie or whatever. While that's a good starting point, maybe look into that school and see if it's nice. But you need to remember, as a student, you're making a decision that is going to guide the next 4 years of your life. And the only person who's going to be living through those 4 years is you, so you need to choose a place that you're going to be happy, a place where you're going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And obviously something that's accessible to you. So definitely agree with you 100%. Research is key. And now, for any students watching this, if you have more questions about the University of Wisconsin Stout and you want to talk to Corinne, I know I'm sure we can facilitate a conversation if students need, if you need any extra assistance or have any questions. Right, Corinne? Is that okay for me to offer? I'm here. For that without running it by you.
Well, you know me. I'm more than happy to talk with any student, answer any questions. Some students are like, oh, I'm looking at 2 universities. Can you tell me why I should choose yours? Or, helping me compare universities or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to be, of course, I'm a little biased, for UW South, but I'll be honest too with students about what's a good fit for them. So.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, we don't have any questions from our viewers. So I just want to wrap up and say thank you, Corinne, so much for joining us. Before we finish, I'm going to show our student viewers how to find University of Wisconsin Stout on ApplyWave. So for our student listeners, ApplyWave is free for you to use. Me and my team, we're the ones behind the screen. So as you go through ApplyWave, if you need any assistance with your application, we're here to help. Corinne is also here to help. So don't be afraid that, you're going online and there's no human there. We're the ones who are here. So I'm going to quickly share the screen and show you all how to find the University of Wisconsin Stout. I don't know if my screen is sharing. Corinne, is my screen sharing?
No, it's not.
Oh, man. I was afraid this was going to happen. This happened yesterday as well. Okay, so I'm not going to share the screen. Never mind. But for anyone who's wondering how to move forward or how to find more information, you just need to go to www.applywave.com. And you can see scrolling across the bottom, these are the different ways you can find the school profile for University of Wisconsin Stout. So if you go to applywave.com, you'll simply click on the bachelor's degree section, and then where it says, where would you like to study, you can type in University of Wisconsin Stout. You'll see the option there, click on it. You'll be able to view all the available programs, admissions requirements, tuition fees, scholarships, all of that stuff will be right there for you to see. And if you want to move forward with your application, you can also do so right there on ApplyWave. And like I said before, we are the ones behind the scenes who are going to be helping you with that application. So feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. All right, Corinne, we are finished with our live stream for today. So thank you again for joining us. I really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation. And I know this is a wonderful opportunity for many international students. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope to receive some questions later on and hopefully, help see some of you students on campus soon.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.